Mbolism's coffee morning. Now, I don't know how many of you remember from last week. I was going through the character of King, and unfortunately, something went completely wrong with the stream at the time. So we're going to try that one again. We're going to actually go through King's mission mode and just have a look at the individual trials and what we can do to then add in a few extras. As far as King goes, I have to warn you up ahead that there isn't actually a huge amount that can be done with it. There's a few additional extras, and it's mostly just kind of solid leads, solid additions, things that will give you a little bit more breathing room in terms of when the combos come across. So if we start on level 1 here, this one might be quite short, but we'll carry on as we mean to. There we go. So we'll start with this, which is high kick, followed by a sliding attack and venom strike. Put it all together, it looks like this. Yeah. Now, as far as combos go, that's a fairly solid one. There's not much else you can actually put in there unless you want to start spending gauges. But just to bring the hit count up, let's try something else instead of the venom strike. Let's do the trap shot, and that whiffs. It's possible to do it, but you need to give yourself a little bit of extra time. And there we go. So that's coming up as 8 hits there. Now let's pull this back now. Now the other thing that you can do is start adding in some max gauges. So if we go high kick, max mode, high kick, you do the double kick, max mode will bring you charging forward. You can start high kicking again, and then you can carry on with this particular combo. Depending on what you then decide to do, you can throw in quite a few things. But if we keep it just in the spirit of this one, so I'm going to do high kick, sliding attack, followed by the double venom strike. So it's high kick, max mode. Here we go. And yeah, and of course it didn't work, so I spent too much time thinking about it. Not quite what I intended to do. That was come up as 13 hits, but I'll come back to that one in just a minute. Yeah, and that one actually came up, actually broke the combo. Let's try that one again. Okay, so that breaks it again. So that's the normal mode. Let's try that. Now let's try it for already in max mode. Let's do it a little bit closer then. Okay, so it looks like I might not be able to rush into it from max mode, but let's try again. There we have it, 8 hits. It can be done. Again, it's just a matter of spacing. You need to give yourself that little bit of extra time in the animations. His hit's done. Looks like it's not going anywhere during that time, so don't worry about it. And yeah, let's wrap this one up for now. And so this is going to be a high kick into trap shot, followed by I can never remember the name of that particular move, but we'll come back to it later. Yep, so that was 9 hits. You can get a 10th, you just need to let the final hit connect before you go into the super combo here. There we are, so that comes up as a nice clean 10 hits. Okay, so let's again, this is not going to be a huge amount of variation on this particular stream, but it's solid things that you can add in and give yourself a lot more breathing space. So let's see where we go. So straight in there from high kick into the slide. Now we've seen that we can do that, so the fact that they kept it out of this one does seem a little bit confusing to me, but and that one was the surprise rose rather than the double trap shot. So there we are. So that just brings it up to 11. Anything else that we use is really going to start require spending of gauges. But let's do what we already had there. So for some extra hits and possibly some extra damage, I think. There we are. So that's a nice 22 hit. Nice 22 hitter. Nice and straightforward. And actually, let me just bring up the key data here and let you guys see what I'm actually doing in the middle of all this. So. There we are, so that's the input motions for the surprise rows there. Now, there are a few extra bits and pieces you can put in here, but I'll come back to them. I think mostly they're going to be better showcased in the additional trials where we've actually got the visual aid up, so I'm going to wrap this one up for now. Force the habit. And this is what I'm talking about here. So this is going into max mode with a high kick followed by the tornado kick and trap shot. There we are. Nice solid 13 hits. Nothing wrong with that at all. But again, it's already asking you just to drop yourself into max mode. So let's see what else we can put on there. We'll just start with the basics. Okay, so that's 14 hits just with just with the extra slide kick in there. Nothing at all wrong with that. Now let's add that on again. So let's do high kick, slide shot into max mode. And that brings us up nice and cleanly to 17 hitter. Now let's start moving backwards a bit. If you remember, what we did a minute ago was we did high kick, well, max mode high kick followed by a normal trap shot and then into the super combo backflips. So let's bring that a step back. So let's incorporate everything else that we have here. So we're going to do high kick, slide shot, max mode, high kick, slide shot. We're going to bring the tornado kick in there, and instead of using the X trap shot, we're just going to use the normal one and then just follow it up with the double somersaults. Let's see what we get out of that one. There we are, so that's coming up as 19 hits. Okay. And that was 2 gauges spent, so let's do the surprise rows this time. There we are, so that's 32 hits all from by going what we already had before. Nah, I think at this point, anybody else who might have noticed that, you know, whenever King moves and she's not actually dashing, she's actually riding an imaginary horse like Monty Python and the Holy Grail. And now it starts bringing us in the things that we've already been doing. So there we have so high kick, max mode, high kick. Okay, so that's been 25 hits. Now anybody who's looking at that particular combo chain can see that there's things that we've already covered in the previous sections that we can then add into this one. So let's throw them all together. Yep, there we go. So let's put those extra moves in there. I'm just going to wrap this one up now because I think I've managed to actually cover the majority of the things that I can do in this particular combo by already going through it here. On the other hand, what else can I do by throwing in a Venom Strike, moving into the Surprise Rose? And so there you go, we can throw in the a double Venom Strike, which gives you a bit more time, especially if you have trouble getting in the exact combos for like double roll motions and things. So we'll go through that again. Alright, that we will, as soon as I can get myself back into shape there. Sorry, I was just checking the input commands there to see what I was doing wrong. Okay, that one's coming in as a bit of a mess. Now this is Mbolism's Coffee Morning, and that's an abbreviation for KOF, but I also do have a cup of coffee next to me, so bear with me for a sec. Now let's try that again. I think I'm falling prey to my own advice here. I am actually not giving myself enough time between the double strike and the surprise rose. So let's try that again. And that's a bit too much time, so let's... I think this particular combo only works if you've got somebody in a corner, so let's try it from the corner now. There we go. So there you are, that's my lesson learned for today. I can do the double strike if I'm in the corner, and that gets me some extra maneuverability, but not to be recommended if you're out in the open. Now let's move on to the next subject. So here we have the final command. Now a lot of this is pretty much covering what we already had here, and so hopefully this is, as the phrase goes, this is still good darts. Yeah, that was my own fault. I already jumped in with too many moves, so let's play it straight first of all. Straight into the crazy dance. There we are, so that's 43 hits. Now, in the interests of getting additional hits up, there's not much else we can do here, so this is the okay, so if we've done this correctly, this should bring us up to 46. There we are, 46 hits. Yep. Now, in terms of other things to actually do in getting your hit count up, it's something I've been kind of avoiding so far in these tutorials, but it is something that's also worth doing, particularly with King just now, is landing with a jump kick and then going into the combo. So and so, as you can see, far from ideal in terms of difficulty, but let's try again. And that's the reason why. Okay, so that brings us up to a nice clean 47 hit combo from there. Yeah, and I think that's about as good as I'm actually going to get it at that point. But let's try it one more time. We'll do it straight here. You saw nothing. Okay, at that point I'm going to call the trials mode. I seem to have forgotten how to speak today. Anybody who's watching this, I have to apologise because my grasp of the English language is much better than this, I can assure you. But here we are. So I'm going to move away from the trial mode, and I'm actually just going to go into the just standard training mode here. And all I'm actually be looking at here is the damage tables, just to see what we're actually looking at and what it's worth spending at any given time. So you guys can then decide for yourself whether these are worth any use. So as it stands on its own, 173, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Now let's X mode it up a little bit. 342. Okay, that was cheating slightly because well, I didn't actually do the same thing at all. So. Too much time there. Okay, again that broke the combo there, so let's take that one out of the equation again. Yeah, so that becomes a 244. Now let's throw in the extra I was doing there a minute ago, which is the X tornado kick, which could then lead itself quite neatly to the double strike. And 273 for that one, and also proving that the double strike combo is available. It's just quite finicky and a bit knacky. $342. We're getting there. We're getting there. Let's 310 for the standard trap shot combo there. $338. So an extra 28 damage for for 2 additional hits. I've heard of worse bargains actually. I've heard of worse ones. Now let's look into the super combos here. And There we are. 2 gauges spent. Almost half a life bar away. That seems like a pretty decent deal. So let's pull up again. Okay, so 801 from my modified combo there, and I might actually end up with a diminishing return if I jumped in with a kick at this point. Try that one again. Okay, so 47 hits, that gives us 819. You know what? I'll take it. So let's compare that to the straightforward version here.
Amazing.
786 damage. Yep, I'll take that. So at this point, guys, I think I've pretty much did as much as I can here with King, you know, except for her absolutely hilarious pantomime riding a horse routine. And yeah, for now I'm going to call this one, and if you've enjoyed it, then I sincerely hope you'll leave us some comments here. This was put forward on Twitch. This tends to happen on Tuesday mornings at 10 AM in Greenwich Mean Time. However, this video should be then up on YouTube for your enjoyment a little bit later. But for now, I'm going to call it a day, and I hope you guys enjoy whatever kind of time you're having just now. Take care. Bye.